Welcome back, tennis fans. The US Open 2024 is just around the corner, and the anticipation is at an all-time high. This year, the competition is fiercer than ever, with Novak Djokovic and Coco Gauff returning to defend their titles. But not all the big names will be in action. Rafael Nadal has made the tough decision to pull out. So, who's in, who's out, and what can we expect from this epic showdown in New York? Let's dive in, but before we do, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single update from the world of tennis. Let's get started. Who is playing the 2024 US Open, and which top tennis stars will be missing the final Grand Slam of the season? The tournament in New York runs from August 26th to September 8th, with Novak Djokovic and Coco Gauff set to be back to defend their titles. Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner will be among those with their sights on the men's title at Flushing Meadows. The final Grand Slam of the tennis season is here. The US Open will see the top stars from the ATP and WTA tours battle it out for glory in New York from August 26th to September 8th. Novak Djokovic and Coco Gauff are set to return to Flushing Meadows to defend their titles. But who else will be playing, and who will be missing the tournament? Novak Djokovic. Novak Djokovic has not been seen on a tennis court since winning gold at the Paris Olympics for Serbia. However, after skipping the Canadian Open and Cincinnati Open, Djokovic is expected to be back for the US Open, and former world number 11 Sam Querrey thinks he will be as loose as ever and dangerous. Djokovic needs one more Grand Slam title to break a tie with Margaret Court for the most in history. Jannik Sinner. World number 1 Jannik Sinner appeared to be struggling with a hip injury during his defeat to Andrei Rublev at the Canadian Open. However, he downplayed the severity of the injury ahead of the Cincinnati Open and looks set to be the top seed at the US Open. His best run in New York was making the quarterfinals in 2022. Rafael Nadal. There will be no Rafael Nadal at the US Open. The four-time champion was on the entry list but pulled out following the Olympics. IHIL. Writing today to let you guys know that I have decided not to compete at this year's US Open, a place where I have amazing memories. I will miss those electric and special night sessions in NYC at Ash, but I don't think I would be able to give my 100% this time. Thanks to all my US fans in particular, we'll miss you all and we'll see you another time. Best of lucks to all for the always amazing US Open. My next event will be the Laver Cup in Berlin, said Nadal, whose next tournament is set to be the Laver Cup in late September. Andy Murray. Andy Murray will not be returning to the scene of his first Grand Slam triumph in 2012. Former world number 1 Murray retired from tennis after the Olympics and now, according to his ex-profile, plays golf rather than tennis. Nick Kyrgios. When will Nick Kyrgios return to the tennis court? That's a question that has been unanswered for the last year. Kyrgios has played just one match since the start of 2023 due to injuries, but is scheduled to play at the Ultimate Tennis Showdown in New York this month. That could be the start of his comeback, but he is not set to play the US Open. Dominic Thiem. It was 4 years ago that Dominic Thiem won the only Grand Slam title of his career at the US Open. He will now play the tournament for the final time before retiring at the end of the season. Thiem, whose form has fallen off in the last few years and hasn't managed back-to-back wins this season, has received a wild card for the US Open. Stan Wawrinka. Another former US Open winner will be back in New York. Stan Wawrinka is no longer ranked high enough to get direct entry, but like Thiem, he has got a wild card. The 39-year-old beat Djokovic to win the US Open in 2016. Iga Swiatek. World number 1 Iga Swiatek will lead the women's field at the US Open. Swiatek returned to action at the Cincinnati Open this week following her bronze medal at the Paris Olympics. Swiatek won the U.S. Open in 2022 but was beaten in the fourth round last year. Coco Gauff. Coco Gauff capped off a dream summer last year by winning her maiden Grand Slam title at the U.S. Open. Can she repeat? The 20-year-old has not had the best results so far this month, winning just one match across the Canadian Open and Cincinnati Open. She will be hoping for a return to top form in New York. Emma Raducanu. Emma Raducanu's decision to skip the Paris Olympics saw her instead start her hard-court summer in Washington, D.C., where she played well in making the quarterfinals. But the British number 2 has not competed since, not entering Canadian Open qualifying, and then also missing out at the Cincinnati Open. Her ranking is high enough to secure her direct entry into the U.S. Open, where she was a shock winner in 2021. Naomi Osaka. Naomi Osaka raised concern as we gear up for what promises to be an unforgettable U.S. Open 2024. The stage is set for epic battles and emotional farewells. With Novak Djokovic and Coco Gauff aiming to defend their titles, in the absence of legends like Rafael Nadal, this year's tournament will undoubtedly reshape the tennis landscape. Who will rise to the occasion, and who will falter under the pressure? We'll have to wait and see. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on notifications for more updates as we follow every twist and turn of this incredible event. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you courtside.